to discuss California Democratic Representative Ro Khanna. Good to have you on. Welcome back to the program.
Thanks, Jim. Always good to be on.
So, I believe the reason my colleague Manu raised that question about this getting through the House is because the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, has said she won't necessarily bring that bipartisan infrastructure deal to a vote until they've got everything signed, sealed, and delivered on this other spending plan, the human infrastructure one, as sometimes known, $3.5 trillion. I mean, the president got a win here, right, on something he's been pushing for. He wanted it to be bipartisan. It's a pretty big bill, $1 trillion. Are you concerned that holding up the infrastructure deal for these other Democratic priorities that do not, frankly, have Republican support, that it endangers the infrastructure deal?
Jim, I'm not. I think we will get the president's agenda. Let's just start with the facts. I mean, I agree it's a constructive bill, but it's half a loaf. The president's original jobs plan was about $920 billion in new spending. This is half of that, about $500 billion in actual new spending. Concretely, what does this mean? Well, broadband, yes, it's good. It has funding on there, but it's not funding fiber. It's not funding municipal efforts significantly on broadband that the Jim Clyburn bill does in the House. Water infrastructure, again, doesn't do enough on removing lead pipes. It doesn't do enough on electric vehicles or climate goals. This is hard infrastructure where it doesn't go far enough. So what the Speaker has said is we applaud the bipartisan effort, but we need to get the president's agenda through on a lot of these critical areas, especially when we have the majority in both chambers and the presidency.
I get that. I get that aspiration. But the fact is, in the Senate, you've got a sliver of a majority, and you need 10 Republicans to join in support for this, unless you go the reconciliation path, which looks likely. I just wonder if strategically, politically, it would be smarter to separate the two, say, hey, let's get this win, and then let's move on to the next thing.
Well, the votes aren't there to do that. There simply aren't enough votes because the idea with the progressives are, why not get through the president's agenda? I mean, the president ran on a strong infrastructure proposal. The president ran on child care, on free community college. And what we can't do is say, OK, we're going to just do what Rob Portman, who I respect tremendously, wants. And that's going to be the end of Joe Biden's first year in his presidency. That's not what he was elected for. That's not what the House and Senate were elected for. So what we want to make sure is that we don't have a moderate Republican agenda for the president, that we actually get the president's agenda through. And the only way to do that is to make sure that the reconciliation and bipartisan bill move together.